So my first plan was to get this under my belt because it's been a personal target of mine to finalize this. And then I was very clear what I wanted to do in terms of my business. I was very clear on what I love to do and where I could add the most value.
My name is Ahmed Khaled, and I am the host of this Unleash podcast. We speak mainly around personal development and entrepreneurship. Our mission is unleashing the human greatness to its utmost potential. And this is by interviewing CEOs, entrepreneurs, and coaches physically in Dubai to extract their wisdom and change your life. Now, you can enjoy the episode. Dr. Nihal, did you have a plan or an exit plan that you have it before taking this jump out of corporate?
I did, yes. It was both a personal and a professional plan. So on the personal level, I wanted to complete my doctorate. I was struggling, I embarked on a very ambitious project to actually do my doctorate while I was full-time and VP Unilever and family and everything else. So it was very ambitious. And I was really struggling to defend my thesis at the end. The last few months are very difficult. So my first plan was to get this under my belt because it's been a personal target of mine to finalize this. And then I was very clear what I wanted to do in terms of my business. I was very clear on what I love to do and where I could add the most value. So I can't say that I was 100%, year one, this is what I'm going to do, year two, year three. I didn't have that kind of clarity because it's quite overwhelming at the beginning. I had a direction. I spent a lot of time, being the marketeer that I am, I spent a lot of time reflecting on what is my purpose, what is my vision, what is my mission. And so I did a very, thorough job with my strategy background, with my marketing background. And I said, I must start with myself. So I spent a few months building my strategy, my understanding my purpose, digging down deep, my professional purpose. I was quite clear on my personal purpose. And how do I translate this into my professional purpose? What do I really want to do? It evolves, of course, over time. And it has evolved to in a way that really fulfills me. But I think that is the extent of the preparation I did.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. How long does it take from you once you know your purpose in life and take this jump? Is it 2 years, 3 years, 1 year?
I think it depends on the triggers that you get, So obviously your overall circumstances, life circumstances, psychological circumstances, where you are, how ready you are, how confident you are. But also I found that it's triggers, it's things that happen that make you question, okay, is this, really what I want to do? Or do I want to take this assignment in X country and uproot myself once again? It's triggers like that. So I wouldn't say there's a specific time frame. I think it really depends on the person, on their specific circumstances and the triggers and their personal journey.
Mm-hmm. So did you plan it, let's say on paper, you said that this date I will go and jump, or there was another trigger for that?
No, I don't think it was planned like this. In fact, even after I decided, projects kept creeping back into my agenda and meetings kept creeping back into my agenda. And happily so. Yani, it wasn't, I can't even tell you, I think, a date for which, on which I took the plunge, because it was so seamless. And I think it's important for it to be like this. I think it's much more healthy and to have a very smooth transition if you can. Where you don't feel, oh my God, this is a clear cut, because it's already difficult enough as it is. So you need to make it very seamless and and as soft as possible. The lines should be very blurred. So whenever anybody, asked me to come back for anything, I was very happy to do that. I wasn't like, oh my God, no, I'm done now, I'm finished. Not at all, not at all. And I think people didn't even know at some point whether I was still in or out or what. So it was a very smooth transition, and I highly recommend this.
What is the difference between Dr. Nihal, the vice president, and Dr. Nihal, who's owning a business today?
Wow.
Great question.
Fantastic question. You're making me reflect on things that we don't have time to reflect on in our busy day to day. But fabulous question. Thank you for that. To be honest, surprisingly, I'm much more confident, much more true to myself now. I understand myself much better. I know my worth much more. I'm at peace with myself. I'm less stressed in general because, for many reasons, I choose the clients that I work with. I'm doing something I absolutely love. So yeah, there's a big happy difference between the two. And it was a very nice surprise after 20 years of career that I'm still able to evolve, which was a very nice surprise for me, that I'm still able to grow and stretch and overcome those early hesitations and early insecurities. So yeah, I'm in a much happier place.
Beautiful. What is that thing that you're very proud of in your business?
Another great question. Two things, I would say. One on the relationship level and one on the business level. On the business level, I'm very proud of the impact that I see on the organizations that I work with. That is extremely fulfilling. And that is my key purpose. It's actually related to my personal purpose, but it's also the purpose of Acceleris, is to unlock the potential of organizations that want to make a positive impact in the world. So seeing the potential, and because I mostly work with marketing strategy, corporate strategy, and business transformation, these things do have a very clear impact on organizations, and very often a very swift impact on organizations. So I'm always very proud to see the transitions. And the other thing on the relationship side, I would say, is I'm really proud of the relationships that I have with my clients. They keep coming back to me, and that is my promise to them, is that I'm always there. It's I don't deliver a document and run. I'm truly part of the transformation process, of the strategy development process, of the implementation process. And so very often, I've not had one client, I think, where we agreed on a scope of work where the scope hasn't extended, and where I haven't been able to build, a very deep professional relationship where they come back and ask me for advice about different things, sometimes adjacent to the project, not core to the project. So the relationships that I've built with my clients is something that makes me immensely proud.
Beautiful. What are those things that you acquired in from corporate and it helped you in your business?
Quite a few. Especially because I was lucky enough to be, a Unilever leader for a long time. So Unilever is a great place to learn. It truly is. It's part of the fabric of the leader that I have become. Absolutely. And I would say they're mostly on, if I'm to categorize them, I think organizationally and technically, and perhaps from a leadership perspective. So organizationally, I've truly learned the ropes on how things work, maybe not, I referred earlier to the fact that in a big corporate job, you don't necessarily dirty your hands with everything, but you know how everything works. I set up systems to improve innovation efficiency across the world, things of that nature, I was very lucky to be exposed to in the corporate world, especially with Unilever. So how to do things, how things work, how things should be communicated, how to build a brand, etc. From an organizational perspective. And then technically, of course, I learned a lot. Again, Unilever is a fabulous brand when it comes to marketing. I've truly learned the ropes. I've worked in some very difficult markets with some very difficult brands in very challenging competitive environments. So technically, I'm always very proud of where I am. And I advise anybody who's in a corporate role where they can learn the technicalities of their job to really learn the nuts and bolts and not be superficial about their role, to ask the questions, to question the data, to be involved with everything, because that is a tremendous strength that you don't realize. When you're on the outside, I can, I'm very, very confident in my technical knowledge, and that is something that I can bring to the table with any client. And then finally, as a leader, of course, you also grow tremendously. I've grown differently as a leader since I've become an entrepreneur. But within a corporate setting, you grow, you learn the organizational politics, you learn how to develop a team, you learn to try and understand, and that is very important, what your leadership brand is. Who do you want to become as a leader? What is the legacy that you want to leave with your team and beyond? And so that is also something that I've very much cherished and took away from my corporate job.
I'm so curious if I asked you this question. If you have a great opportunity, very great one, to come back to a corporate, from your current state, will you take this offer or not?
That's a trick question. That's a very difficult question. So I've been asked this question many times. I think it would have to be, as an entrepreneur, you should never say no to anything. I'm always open to having a discussion because that is what entrepreneurial spirit is about. And the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing is because I feel I can add value in a much bigger way, in a more impactful way, and grow and stretch myself in a different way. So if, the opportunity presents itself to fulfill that purpose and what I want from my life right now, it doesn't really matter whether it's within a corporate setting or within the important thing, and I think that's what sometimes people don't realize, is the important thing is, what do you want to get? What do you want to do in this phase of your life? And is the opportunity in front of you, whether as an entrepreneur or as a corporate leader, which one of them at this particular point in time fulfills your purpose and your needs from that particular phase of your life? I think that would be the question.
Unleash is the bridge between my purpose and my mission. And my mission is unleashing the human greatness to its utmost potential.